Hi, I'm Aliza, one of the founders of Little Big Flavor Kits, and today we're cooking up our pepper beef curry kit. I love the pepper curry kit. Sri Lankan pepper is quite pungent but tastes delicious. The flavor profile on this curry is very different to the other ones. Let's get started, shall we? When you open up your pack, inside you'll get whole ground spice pack A, whole spice pack B, coconut milk pack C, and the extra chili. Inside the pack, you get a recipe card and a picture of the final curry. Should we get started? So, it says that we combine spice mix pack A, the vinegar and Worcestershire sauce into the beef. So I've got 600 grams of diced beef here. You can use any cut of beef, it really doesn't matter. You can even put this in your slow cooker, and I will tell you at which point you need to do that. So here goes the Worcestershire sauce. And a bit of vinegar. I'm using side vinegar, and this just helps to tenderize the meat a little bit. But you can't leave it in for too long because you really don't want it to fall apart. So a couple of minutes while we get, the recipe says 10 minutes. We can do that while we're waiting. We can chop the onions and do the other bits while we're waiting for this to seep in. It also says to add pack A to this. So here you go. Lots of pepper and turmeric in there. The inner packs can go into your food waste bin because they're made of Natureflex, and the stickers are the same. They're all biodegradable. Oil. We're going to fry the beef first. While the oil is heating up. So we want it quite hot because you want to sear the beef, which will then lock the flavors of the marinade into the beef itself. So your pieces of meat will be very flavorful. While that's happening, I am going to peel 4 cloves of garlic and a thumb of ginger. You know that Sri Lanka wasn't known for chilies, though we use quite a lot of chili in our cooking now, that they came over, I think it was with the Portuguese. So native curries were all with pepper, and that's one of the plantations. If you have a chance to try the different types of pepper, so pepper that is from Sri Lanka is very much more pungent. It's interesting. I'm going to do it in 2 batches. So I don't want to overcrowd the pan. If you look closer, you see that the beef is browning nicely, and you've got lots of flecks of the pepper on there. I'm just going to place that into a bowl separately and then do the other bit. And it looks hot enough. Let's pour this whole thing in there. And the same thing, let it caramelize a little bit. Take out some of the water, but also give it a lovely brown. So it's 4 cloves of garlic, and a thumb of ginger. Which I am going to grate down. I like a bit of caramelization on the beef. I think it makes it taste delicious. Right, that looks done. So I'm going to turn this heat down and pour all of that into the dish. Next I'm going to use a little bit more oil. While that's heating up, I'm going to pop my onions in there. So this you don't want it to be sizzling hot. You just need it to cook low and very slow, so that it gives you that depth of flavor, which is what you want. And while that's cooking, I'm going to clear and sort my ginger out. I'm just using the back of the knife to scrape the skin off. So if you don't actually want the fat of all of this, you can buy pre-cut, pre-done ginger and garlic, which works fine, but I quite like doing the fresh one. Right, so our onions need a little bit more cooking down, but I'm going to add the ginger and garlic to it. While that's browning, I'm going to get the coconut milk ready. So that's pack C. Goes in there with 200 ml of hot water. Just mix that up so that it's ready to go when we need it. And also a cup of tomatoes. So that's gone in there. I'm going to add spice pack B, which is all my aromatics. We also need to add a tablespoon of sugar. I'm using brown because I quite like how it helps to caramelize everything. So all the spices are melding together and the tomato is releasing some fluid, and that's making it quite wet almost, so almost like a paste. We keep cooking that down for a little bit longer before we add the beef. Now, if you wanted to use your slow cooker, I would get up to this point. And then when we add the beef into it, you put the whole thing, including the coconut milk, into your slow cooker. Turn it on for, I would do 4 hours on a medium. If you want to go low or out all day or what have you, you can do that. And you can do up to this point a couple of days before. You can keep it in the fridge. Nothing's going to happen to it because the spice is in there. Right. We're ready to go. So I'm going to pop this on here. Today we're cooking this on the fire. The tomatoes have wilted down. You can see that they've gotten really soft. You can smell those delicious flavors. I'm going to add that to it and the beef. Give it all a lovely stir. First we bring it to a boil, and once it's got a rolling boil, we'll turn it down and that will cook for 45-50 minutes, and we check it at that point. So let's check on our beef curry. Oh, that looks really good. Let's plate it up. So I didn't add all the water. I only added about 3/4 of it, so about 300 ml. And so as a result, there isn't as much gravy, which is fine for me, but you can add as much or as little as you want. I'm just plating this up now, and we'll pop some tomatoes on top. Remember that if you wanted to add some greenery to the dish, I would put it in for the last 5 minutes of cooking, and by that I mean I like to serve it with pak choy, but you could do it with spinach as well, or green beans. You would do it in the last few minutes of cooking, so like 5 minutes. You just wash the leaves, pop it in, just take all of that out, and yeah, so that makes it a more sort of complete meal. Let's dress it with some tomato and pop some rotis by it. And there you go. That's our Sri Lankan pepper beef curry kit. Well, thank you very much for joining me today while we cooked the Sri Lankan pepper beef curry kit. If you look on the inside of the pack, there's a QR code that'll take you to the videos. And don't forget, once you've made the kit, to please send us a photograph, tell us what you think. We love to hear from you. See you again soon. Bye.